All right, so apparently I can't apparently I can't schedule a stream anymore, which kind of sucks. I don't know what I have to do. I don't use YouTube very often anymore, so it changes every time I turn it on. Okay, so real quick, we're not going to do much. I just wanted to give a report on using the Fender Tone Master Pro device at a first gig. Now, at one gig, I should say. Now, also, I'd like to let you know that I received this, borrowed the Tone Master Pro from my good friend David, and I'm very grateful to him for letting me use that device. I played a gig with it last night. I received it on Tuesday evening about 7 o'clock, and I had a gig on Friday. And took me a few hours to dial in some sounds, and got the pedal board all lined up so that I could step on certain pedals. And this is what I've done with it thus far. And you might be able to read those pedals and what they are. I got a phaser. I've got a chorus pedal. I got a wah pedal. I've got a compressor. Got a delay, and then a clean and dirty amp channel switch. And this is a King of Tone. Oops, I said it. This is an overdrive pedal. Hey, man. Option overload. Yeah. Well, actually, man, and I appreciate it. It's good to seeing you again, man. No, I got to be honest. I'm not someone who does that. I even having a DAW at home, I generally use it like an old analog recording device. And this thing, I've set it up basically, as you can see, exactly like my good old-fashioned old pedal board. I've got the same pedals on it. You know, I got the phaser on, you know, and I can turn the chorus on. All right. And the pedals are generally in the same locations as they were on my my pedal board. Now, you might wonder why would you do this if you've got a pedal board? Well, I bought an IR2, and I learned very quickly that the negatives about it outweigh trying to use that at a live show until absolute proper arrangements can be made so that that pedal absolutely cannot be touched while you're performing live, especially if you're getting paid. If you're being paid to play and you touch that pedal and it turns off, that's unacceptable. I'm sorry. It's like going over and turning the switch off on your amplifier. You don't lose all your sound, but all you get is the direct guitar. So last night, at the gig, I had, this is my clean and dirty amp switch. Right? So I've got clean and dirty. Well, I had that switch located right here, which this top button does nothing. And the reason I did that was because last night, when I was switching my amp channel, which is probably the most used function I have on my pedal board, I'm doing this a lot, you know, going from clean. You know, songs like that, we've got to switch the amp. Well, having that switch right here, I did that. I hit both pedals at the same time, and it put me in this screen. Now, again, I've only used this device at one show, and I've had it less than a week. So I haven't had, and I've played with it at home and done some testing with it and that sort of thing. So this thing is definitely not done. But if like 135 is empty, and now I've stepped on 135, so if I'm at a gig and I step on the FS mode and accidentally step on another pedal, I'm without an amplifier and without my effects. So I've got to get used to that. But having this pedal activated right here with an effect or something, given the fact that I could do that, which doesn't change the channel. You know, if I'm in the middle of a song, let's just say I'm playing a, and I hit this button, it doesn't change my tone, but it does remove the pedals from my disposal, meaning now I can't turn on my delay pedal. With this pushed, if I step on this pedal, I go bank down. If I step on this one, it switches me to channel 133, right? So that alone was kind of a bummer, but not necessarily a deal breaker. But I've got to get some more time in with it. So I'm having only had it for less than a week and using it at one gig. I'd say that it did its job pretty damn well. We played 3 full sets, about 3 hours worth of music, to a really wonderful big audience of folks. Met probably 100 new friends. That's all right, Chicago. Thanks for stopping in. Probably met 100 new people and made some, probably our band has some new fans at this point, which was really great. And this thing made it through the show with really no issues aside from what I just pointed out. So today I moved my amp channel switcher to this position and I'm not using that position for anything. I don't want to hit that. If I step on the amp channel switcher to change channels and accidentally hit this button, that's just a tap tempo button. So I'm not afraid of doing that. That hitting both of those buttons, that's no problem. And of course, if you hold that one button down, it turns it into a tuner, but I'm not too worried about that. And everything else was pretty useful. The compressor that I'm using is really nice. I'm really happy with the effects. It definitely gets a vote of confidence from me, although I am not going to buy one. Given the experience I had, it's going to have to convince me a little better than that. Also, at the show last night, I did have to make a couple of adjustments. It sounds different here at home than it does at the gig. Of course it does. I have different speakers here and different I don't wear headphones. I wear IEM. So everything sounds different. I use my IEMs here at home, and I did not use them at the show last night. It wasn't necessary. We were playing outside. So I was just using my stage monitor, but things sounded different. So I got down and tweaked the amp a little bit. And, you know, on my dirt channel, it was not that big of a deal to hit the amplifier and make an adjustment. You know, I think the bass was a little bit too hot, so I turned the low end down. And I think the low end was actually started up there. And also, I switched on one of these channels. I switched the amp that I'm using. Let's see, on this one, my clean amp is a Fender. And on the second, my heavy duty, heavy grind. My blood glucose is probably at 130 right now, which is why I have this alarm set. Forgive me for having to do this. I never apologize. I'm just taking care of my health here. Give me a moment. Yeah, I figured it was just, and it'll only happen when I go live. So on this channel, I went to using 2 EVH heads, and I haven't found a better way. And if you have some advice for me, let me move this a little bit. So you can see there are my 2 amp heads, and this changes from this being a clean amp, which is the EVH blue channel, to the EVH red channel. If you know of a better way to do that with a patch on the Tone Master Pro, I would love to hear from you. I've watched enough videos of people sitting at a desk not stepping on the pedal with their feet, and that's not a true demo of the pedal. So do yourselves a favor when you're making demos of pedals. We all know it can sound great. If you can't find a good tone in this thing, I don't know what planet you're living on, because there's enough stuff in here, but use the thing like it was designed. These are called foot pedals. They're not finger pedals. So if you're going to make a demo of a pedal, use it like a pedal. I know that gets done at all these big demo people doing demos of products. Do yourselves a favor and use it like it was meant to be used, so that somebody like myself could see that. So that's why I'm doing this like I am, because I want folks to see how the pedal actually works in doing what it's designed to be. It's not designed to have the buttons pushed with the finger. I think that's pretty simple to understand. Let's see. I'm going to go back here and, oh yeah, I can do that. I don't know what this is going to sound like. I'm just going to play along with something just for a little bit so you can hear the amp. And I really haven't used this this patch yet, playing with anything. So let's see what she sounds like. I don't know what the volume's going to be like. I might have to change that. Okay. It works. Using it like a foot pedal board. See, that does a pretty good job. I was able to go in there and make some small adjustments while the backing track was playing. And, you know, you can do that live. Definitely had to do it a little bit last night, and it worked great. So there's my review thus far. I'm not going to buy one yet. It's got to do a little better job. And actually, I need some more time with it. And I'm grateful that I do have a friend, number one, that knows that I'll get this back to him in better shape than it was when he gave it to me. And I'm really grateful to him for letting me demo this thing. I don't think everybody gets an opportunity playing in a live band to get to demo a piece of equipment like this. It's not cheap. So thank you, David, and thanks for watching. Thanks to my sponsors of my channel. I greatly appreciate your generosity, and thanks for watching. Hope you all have a great, wonderful, awesome Saturday or Sunday, wherever you live.